Finally, a winning day. I'll take it. Hopefully we can run it back again today. Why? Because we've got a full college basketball slate on the way. I've got a few winners. I really like these games, and I think it's going to pay off for us today. Let's get into it. This is the Free 3. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video. I'm bringing down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we try to get to the bag together and make that money. Like I mentioned, we finally got a winning day. It's been up, down, up, down. It's been really frustrating. 1 and 2 day, 2 and 1 days, and we finally got one yesterday, so close to a sweep. 2 and 1, we'll take it. We got the Cowboys and the over teaser correct. That's why you guys teased it. I think this was 3 weeks in a row where we've taken a primetime teaser, and if you had taken the original line like the over 49, you would have missed. But if you took the teaser, you would have hit. So thankful for that. And then we also cashed in on Joe Burrow's longest completion. He got that done late in the fourth quarter. Shout out to Jamar Chase, man. I mean, dude's balling, bro. Shout out to him for betting on himself and getting a contract. He's gonna get a contract this offseason. He's gonna get paid. Not Juan Soto money, but you know, he's gonna get paid. We got that done, and Cooper Rush not getting his pass yards is kind of disappointing. Why? Because I mean, Rico Dowdle decided to run for like 130 yards. I mean, he's never done that. So I mean, good reads, 2 and 1 on the day, really close to a sweep. We'll take it. Hopefully we can keep the momentum going today. Why? Because we've got CBB action today, and we've been a little bit down on college basketball this year, but we've got a lot of time to turn it around. You can see our records in every sport so far. 2 games over 500 in the month of December. So let's keep that momentum going, and we're gonna dive into these winners today. Smash that subscribe button if you haven't, and if you haven't been tapped into the channel lately, one new thing that we're doing is if you comment just 30 below, just type 30. I will give you, if we sweep the board, we'll cash app somebody $30. Venmo somebody $30. Just type 30 below, just get a 3-0 day, and we got it. All right, my friends, let's get it today. I like this card. I think this is the card we can get that 3-0 sweep in. No cap. I feel good. Let's get into these winners for today. First best bet of the day. Now, I'm going to be honest. All of these games that I'm taking are literal toss-ups, and hopefully I'm on the right side, okay? The first one, Rutgers, Penn State. We're going to go with Rutgers at home on the money line, minus 120 odds. Now, I literally like this Rutgers team. Yes, they've lost 3 games in a row to Alabama, Texas A&M, and Ohio State. But this is a team that is really built for the next level, right? I'm talking about from the standpoint of Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey. Those are NBA caliber players. Now, some of the supporting cast members such as Jordan Derrick and Jeremiah Williams, they're not as good as you would want from the type of caliber talent that you have with Derek Harper and Ace Bailey. I mean, 2 top 100 recruits, 2 top 10 recruits, and then everybody else is like kind of okay. That's why Rutgers is going to be one of those teams that's going to be a bubble team all season, in all honesty. But this is a great situational spot for them against a Penn State team, which is 8 and 1 on the year, excuse me. But this is the thing, right? They haven't played any away games. Look at their schedule. Every team that they've played has either been at home or on a neutral floor. They played Virginia Tech on a neutral floor, Fordham on a neutral floor, Clemson on a neutral floor. They lost that game. They were able to beat Purdue at home in their last matchup, which was a great win for them. But Penn State is a great atmosphere. It's a tough place to win in. Now you go on the road to Piscataway, New Jersey, to Rutgers, one of the toughest places to play in all of college basketball, an arena that's going to be filled out because everybody wants to see Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey. And this is a team right now, even though when you look at their record at 5-4, you might be like, hey, they're not really that good. But if you look at the numbers, they were competitive against Alabama, only lost that game 95-90. Oh, very competitive against Texas A&M, only lost that game 81-77. And they lost to a very good Ohio State team on the road at Ohio State. Now they come home, a bounce back spot for a team that's 62nd in adjusted efficiency, that's 40th in turnover percentage, so they don't turn over the ball a lot. They need to hit the 3 ball a little bit better, only 210 in 3-point percentage, but they also top 100 defensively as well. That's why I like this Rutgers team against a Penn State team that when you look at their strength of schedule, their body of work, it's just not really impressive. Besides their win at home against Purdue, the only other win that they have in the top 150 of KenPom is Virginia Tech and Purdue Fort Wayne. Rutgers is 75 on KenPom right now. Like I mentioned, this is a bubble team. This is a game for both teams where it's their first real well, second conference game because Rutgers also Ohio State and Penn State beat Purdue. So second game for the conference in the Big Ten before they go back to their non-conference slate. And Rutgers, you don't want to go to your non-conference slate back 5-5. You don't want to go into the holiday season that way. And you really don't want to drop 0-2 in a very, very competitive Big Ten conference. I mean, you got Purdue, you've got Michigan State, you've got Michigan, you've got Iowa, you've got Ohio State, you got UCLA. I mean, loaded Big Ten conference. So you have to win the games when you can get your wins. And at home today, you have to get this W. I like this team. I'm expecting a little bit of regression from a Penn State team that's ranked 25th in adjusted efficiency, 10th in a field goal percentage, top 50 in both 3-point and 2-point percentage. Those numbers have to get a little bit of regression here. I like this spot for Rutgers here against them to be able to give us a little bit of regression here. Give me Rutgers on the money line at home, not overthinking it. I like their guard play better. I like the better players that they have. Ace Baldwin is an excellent player, great senior guard from VCU there. But for me, it's really him and Freddie. And after that, there's really nobody else on the team that's contributed at a high level. Tough spot, tough environment. Give me Rutgers on the money line here. Second best bet of the day. We backed the home team in the first bet. The second bet, we're going to back the away team. And it's kind of bitten us in the ass a few times here on the channel where we've taken the away team and I'm like, they're the better team. They should win this game. But the home atmosphere and the environment has caused them to lose. That is very, very real in college basketball. So hopefully you guys have been able to incorporate this into your handicap. And if you haven't, really do so. Especially when we get to conference times, you're going to have two teams that are probably equal or one team that's even better, but they're on the road, and the home environment can push you over the edge. Well, today, I'm expecting a little bit of regression here from one of these home teams that have been looking way too good, and I think this away team needs a real bounce-back spot here, and we're going to go Providence on the money line, my plus 150 odds. So we're getting at really good odds value. If you want to take Providence plus 1.5, you can. I just don't think, if they lose this game by 1, that would just be so disappointing, and the fact that would cover. If it's 2.5, 3.5, all right, lay the point. But if you're going to take it at plus 1.5, you might as well just take the money line. And I think Providence is going to win this game outright. Why? Because they're taking on DePaul Demon Deacons. And the Demon Deacons of DePaul are a team that if you've followed college basketball for the last decade, they're one of the worst Power 5 conference schools of any program. I mean, any program. They have not been good literally in 15, 20 years. Well, things are a little bit different for DePaul this year. Why? Because they bring in Chris Holtman, the head coach who's been at Ohio State for several years, and before that, he was at Butler. We saw him with that Ohio State team go to several conference tournaments in terms of championships, but also, in the NCAA tournament as well. He's trying to bring that same type of success here to this DePaul program, and the way that he's been able to get the buy-in from the community there in Chicago is by being able to start off the schedule with a cupcake, a walk. They're 7-1 on the year. All 7 of their wins have not come against a team ranked 215 or lower on KenPom. Literally, every team they played. Southern Indiana, 2-point win in overtime. Prairie View A&M, Mercer, Duquesne, Eastern Illinois, Valparaiso, Northern Illinois. All of those are wins. But do any of those programs sound familiar to you? No, they don't. Because they're cupcake programs. None of those teams are going to make the NCAA tournament unless they win their conference. None of those teams are going to win their conference. That tells you. So their one loss of the year was a step up in class against Texas Tech. They went on the road. They lost that game 76-62. Now they come back home and they face a Providence team that is 6-4 on the year. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games, including losses to Oklahoma on a neutral floor, 79-77. Davidson on a neutral floor. Indiana on a neutral floor. They were able to bounce back with a big non-conference but ranked win against BYU, 83-64, complete blowout win. But then they went on the road to Rhode Island and lost that game 69-63. I watched that game on Saturday, and I really thought Providence had a few chances to win that game down the stretch, and they just made some boneheaded plays. But give Rhode Island credit. They're a great program. They're 9-0 on the year. They're winning the games that they should win. But now Providence is finding themselves facing their first conference game against a DePaul team. And their first real, and I would say it's not their first true road game because Rhode Island's a very tough place to play as well. So that is the monkey off the back for me. If they didn't play Rhode Island before this DePaul team, I would be a little bit worried here. But the fact that they went on Saturday to Rhode Island, lost that game in the first true away environment. Also, have played a few neutral games as well against some really good caliber opponents and have been competitive against them. Now they face a DePaul team, which is a huge step up in class for DePaul, and I think they can get it done. We need to see more from Bryce Hopkins. Obviously, he's still working his way back from the injury, from the ACL. We've got Bensley Joseph there as well, the senior guard who transferred from Miami, alongside Wesley Gardner, who came from Chicago State. But if Providence doesn't figure out stuff fast, it could get out of hand bad. Why? Conference game against DePaul. Non-conference game up next against St. Bonaventure on a neutral floor. Then they have to play St. John's, Marquette, UConn, Butler, and then Seton Hall, then Creighton, then Villanova. That is what the Big East Conference is. It is good teams night after night after night. And if you have a chance to win a game against a team like DePaul, and then you win that game on the road, that is what's going to help you come bubble time be able to say, you know what? That doesn't hurt us. A loss to a DePaul team, which is probably going to go, no joke, maybe 3-12 in conference, right? You lose that game, guess what happens? Now that hurts you come bubble time. But this is an opportunity for Providence, a team that's 111th in adjusted efficiency, 73rd in defensive efficiency. They're one of the slowest paced teams in all of college basketball, so they should be able to control the tempo. They're strong defensively, 28th in effective field goal percentage defensively. They just have to be able to score the basketball. And that's their problem. They're 311th right now free throw percentage. They can't hit free throws. And we know that with Kim English and his team, if you don't hit the three-point shot, which is 139th right now in college basketball, and you're turning over the ball, top 200 in terms of most turnovers per game, that's not going to get it done. There's a lot of things that they can clean up, and now is a good time for them to clean it up because they can pick up this win here. They can pick up the win against St. Bonaventure, and then that game against St. John's and Marquette that I mentioned, both of those games are at home. So they can literally string off a few quick wins here, and they can be right back in the conversation. But right now, things are falling apart in Rhode Island, and they need to pick up this win. Give me the Providence Friars on the money line, plus 115. Third and final best bet of the day. We're going to go for a little two-team steam here, a little money line parlay, okay? And we're going to go with the Bucks on the money line, Illinois on the money line. Parlay those two together, get to minus 115 odds. Now, if you do want to add another team to get to plus value, you have Syracuse on the money line. You've got Tennessee on the money line. Plenty of teams that you can add here to be able to get you to plus 100 value here. Now, the Bucks pick, I'm not overthinking it. They're in the semifinals for the NBA Cup. The Magic are completely injury riddled. Their two best players are out. No Banchero, no Franz Wagner, literally it's Jalen Suggs and company at this point. If the Milwaukee Bucks can't win this game and get in the NBA Cup where it supposedly means something to these players, I don't know what to tell you. It's a 6 and a 7 point spread. I'm not overthinking it. I'm just taking on the money line. Now, Illinois is taking on Wisconsin today. And Illinois is coming off a tough overtime loss to Northwestern. We were on Northwestern on that game on Friday. And now they're back at home in a bounce-back spot with their second conference game on deck against Wisconsin. They cannot fall 0-2 in conference, considering the fact that they just lost to Northwestern on the road. Wisconsin is now 0-1 in conference because they lost at home to Michigan 67-64. We were on Wisconsin in that game. Shout out to Michigan. Very good program. They lost their next game on Saturday at Marquette, 88-74. True road environment. But they got blown out. Lost like by 14 points. Now you have to go on the road to an Illinois team. That is a very tough place to play. Brad Underwood has this team playing some great basketball. This is a team that went to the Elite Eight last year. Yes, they lost a lot of those pieces, but this is a team that's still 28th in adjusted efficiency, 85th in effective field goal percentage, 46th in turnover percentage, 53rd in two-point percentage, so they can score a bunch of different ways, but defensively, to start off the regular season, they're number one in effective field goal percentage on the defensive side of the basketball so far. Not Tennessee, not Providence, not Marquette and Shaka Smart's defense. Illinois is. And this is an Illinois team that's ranked number one in effective field goal percentage defensively, and they gave up 100 points to Alabama, and they beat Arkansas on a neutral floor. I like Illinois today against Wisconsin. Wisconsin's a great team. They're going to make the NCAA tournament. This is just a rough stretch of games for them. Michigan, Marquette, now Illinois. They've played some good competition like Arizona, UCF, and Pittsburgh, but these are huge steps up in class for them. I think they'll figure it out middle of the season once they get into the rut of the conference schedule, but I like Illinois at here. I'm going to back the home team in a tough environment, and the Milwaukee Bucks, they should win against the Orlando Magic just because of the injuries that team has. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. 3 best bets, 3 winners. Like I said, I feel like this is a sweep card. Not going to lie. Maybe Providence is going to be a sweat, but if that's the case, we're going to be done with Providence for like the next probably month or 2, right? Rutgers on the money line, -120. Providence on the money line, +115. Bucks and Illinois, moneyline parlay, -115. Add one of the heavy favorites, you can get to +100 value. You add Syracuse on the money line, which is what I would recommend, you get to +108. So I like all 3 of those picks. You take that to the bank, you cash that, you put that 30 below in the comments. I'm a Kivimbo with you 30 because we're going to sweep the board. I feel good. I like this, and I feel confident. Let me know what you guys think about the plays, or if you have any college basketball, NBA plays that you want to add in there. But we're going to tread lightly. We're going to choose our spots. We're just trying to get in the right way as we try to finish off the regular season strong. Or I should say the end of the year strong. It's our regular season, I guess, is every day for the full year, right? We're just trying to finish the year strong. So hopefully we can get some momentum here going. And then tomorrow we'll be back with more picks and plays. All right, my friends, let's get to that cheddar. Dictate your fate. And I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video. Later, gang.